the one thing that Donald Trump and his minions fear the most is the truth. It's data. It's stuff that's going to tell you where we are as a country. How is the economy doing? Well, as you know, the BLM data is not there. They weren't releasing the labor and statistics data, and they're blaming the shutdown on it. Of course, all that data was already ready before the shutdown. There's so much that is ready to be released that they're not releasing. The inflation data, they don't want to release it because the country is in dire straits. We know the tariffs is a failure, but by definition, it had to be a failure. The numbers just don't add up. I mean, it's money outside and out of BLS. Thank you, Eric. It's a BLS data. Thank you. My mistake. But anyway, so Peter Navarro got confronted. Hey, guy, do you know what those tariffs are doing? I want you to see what is this man's reaction. He went into a full-fledged panic. Check this out.
Peter Navarro, President Trump's counselor for trade and manufacturing, spoke at the Council on Foreign Relations earlier today, and he was asked to address some cold, hard numbers concerning tariffs.
In 2018, the Trump administration did impose tariffs on steel and aluminum, 25% tariffs, and we have data, right? 2 years later, there were 1,000 more steel workers and 75,000 fewer manufacturing workers in the sectors that were dependent on steel. That's not a Goldman Sachs study. That's a Ball State University study that worked on it. And, I'd be interested in, let me just, if I could finish.
I'm not sure what you're doing here, Mike, because you got how many 4,000 people watching this, and you got a lot of people in this room want to ask questions. You and I can disagree. The cows come home. I'd like to hear from everybody else.
Not just a disagreement. Michael Froman, who, by the way, is the president of the Council on Foreign Relations, was giving some cold, hard data about what tariffs did the last time Donald Trump was in office. And Peter Navarro did not want to engage with that.
And we have more preliminary data out that actually shows the tariffs is really breaking the economy. And there are two things that are hurting our food supply, right? The immigration battle that we're having, where he's deporting people and having people scared to go to work, that's affecting a whole lot of farmers and not being able to farm their land. It is also affecting things like the meat packers not being able to get their employees in. It is also affecting so much more throughout the economies of LA, Chicago, and many other places where Donald Trump is purposefully using immigration to disrupt the economy, as he also uses the immigration issue, the people in immigration, as cogs to fuel money to his benefactors, those who own the prison industrial complex, those who owns the food that will populate them, etc. But the tariffs are a failure. The tariffs are also costing the farmers their land, because now many of them, specifically soybean farmers and others, will be going under, in which case likely the vice president and others will buy up their land on the cheap. So there you go. The tariffs doesn't work. And when confronted with the data, Peter Navarro goes ballistic with a person who is addressing him. And where are we left? We are left with the American people continue to be uninformed by the administration. But here we are, independent radio and other places, making you aware. We fail at our own behest. You've been told the data. We continuously tell you the data. You can live the data. You can see the data. And the data says it is a failure. It has always been a failure. All of our country's problems, from polarization to ignorance on domestic and international issues to a complete misunderstanding of our economic and healthcare systems, are a direct result of a derelict mainstream media that too often bend over backwards to support corporate or bought politicians' wants, as opposed to the people's needs for real information to make their lives better. Independent media is the only solution to inform truthfully and factually. Why? Because our loyalties are to you, the ones who fund us with small dollar contributions and subscriptions. Please consider supporting our independent media platforms by subscribing to our Egberto Off the Record newsletter at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Again, that is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. It's an investment that pays incalculable dividends.